Hello, Grofo here, and welcome to my first ever build showcase of the Convergence mod. It's a pretty fun mod, complete overhaul to the Dark Souls game. Adds tons of new stuff, magic included. So yeah, I've been playing this mod for the past couple of months, and I've made tons of characters, which I'm all pretty happy about. So I just thought it'd be nice to make like a wee build showcase. Show off the mod and the magic and the weapon and the builds and stuff that you can make. And I think I'm gonna do it in like a wee boss, not a boss rush, but show off some of the boss fights. Because in this mod you can resurrect bosses, so I thought it'd be a good way to test the builds against one another. I don't think I'll fight all the bosses, but I'll fight like a handful, like 3, 4, or 5, something like that. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, first off, let me show you my build. I was wanting to make all my characters level 150, but I feel like they're already strong enough, so I think I'm just going to leave them as they are. So we'll start off the items. Sword of Guiding Light. It's a item that's specifically diet. So okay, this is my Light Sorcerer. Light Sorcerer is like Seal magic, and it's mostly lightning damage that scales with intelligence. So Seal magic has been given proper, 5-star treatment in this mod. There's tons of cool spells and tons of new items and stuff. So we'll go through my equipment first. Sword of Guiding Light, pure lightning damage, scales with A in intelligence. It's a nice wee straight sword, does good damage, good wee sidearm, and the weapon art is pretty strong. Cool wee effects too. Gold Leaf Bond, probably the best spell tool for light sorceries. Each spell tool has like a specific like affinity that helps with specific schools of magic. So Gold Leaf 1 is lightning affinity, but it's like a sorcery casting tool, so light sorceries is the way to go for that. My armor has like all these effects on it that help with lightning damage and stamina points and FP regen. It's got decent absorption as well. 16% physical, and then good elemental ones as well. It also looks pretty fashionable, not gonna lie. Rings, I have the Dark Moon ring for more attunement slots because I wanted to go all in on spells. And then I've got all these rings that increase lightning damage, 15%, 10%, and then the Shell Falconer, which does a bunch of stuff. Boost magic and lightning defense by 5% and lightning attacks by 10%. Increase Estus and Ashen Estus healing by 25%. Reduce sorcery consumption by 10%. So that's a really, really good ring. Really, really good ring. Then we've got our Estus upgraded and Ashen Estus, and then we've got this Divine Spear Fragment as well, which I quite like using because it does lightning damage, I think. It's a nice wee thing. The magic though is what we're probably all waiting for. So I would say the main draw of light magic is the teleport spell. Because this is just so fun, it just makes the whole build, like, this is just what the whole build just revolves around, my opinion. I've got this on the first slot, so I can always just like skip to it by holding the D-pad for quick escapes. So yeah. You can get out of places real quick. And if you hold sprint, you go even further. So It's good for speed runs or getting around the place if you're thinking like that. Although it just teleports you in a straight line. It doesn't teleport you down. So if you're like on an elevated bit, oops. If you're on an elevated bit and you teleport, you kind of drop a wee bit. So you gotta be careful to not die like that. So going down it's a bit slower, but it's all good. Final Flash is like your main damage spell. It's like Soul Spear basically. It's quick to cast. It does good damage. It's like your main damage. Twisted Spear of Light is a utility spell. It basically any like magic that's casted at or pyromancy. I don't know about pyromancy actually, but it like deflects it, and it's like a tiny wee force. So every time that pulses, it's like a force attack that knocks people back. It doesn't do that much poise damage, but it does tiny wee bit of damage, so it's nice against like smaller enemies. Light Sentry is something that you need to lock onto. You lock onto an enemy and that'll track it. It's good against smaller enemies again that are wee dodgy, NPCs, stuff like that. Coruscation is like a force spell. So, but it's like a force spell at a distance. So if I go over to the enemies over here, it's basically just a force spell but with a bit of range. So if I'm over here, bang, knocks them down. Bang, bang. And you can cast it pretty fast. So some bosses get absolutely bodied by that spell because you just keep on staggering them over and over again. Some of the schools of magic aren't really balanced. I'll tell you that. I don't think any of them are really balanced. But they're all super fun. And they've all got their tons of spells. So this character has 8 attunement slots. Yeah, those are my stats by the way. I could have got up to 7 more levels or something, but I'm fine with that. Light Beam is just another damage spell. Looks cool, so I keep it on. I'm a firing my laser. Yeah, it looks cool, so I'm keeping it on. Light Channel is just healing. You hold down LB and it heals you over time. So if you're out of Estus, that's like a good wee thing. Light Storm is the big one. It's one of the super spells that you get from the Light Magic Covenant. And it allows you to basically the bigger the boss, the more damage it'll do because it'll hit them multiple times, but you know, it just deletes people. It just deletes people if you can lock onto them. So yeah. You cast that multiple times, it drops the frames of the game pretty hard. So we'll see. And that's all the spells I'm using. Alright, let's get into some bosses. I guess we'll fight... I want to fight the same bosses for like all my characters. We'll fight some a couple of new bosses, and then some old ones as well. I'll fight like 3 bosses, why not? 3 bosses. We'll fight the Royal Dark Wraith. Do like an early, mid, and late game boss. We'll fight the Vessel of Calf, which is my favorite boss. And we'll fight a DLC boss. We'll fight Madeira. Let's fight Madeira. Royal Darkgrave, Vessel of Calf, and so two new bosses and Madeira. For this character, why not? Some of the bosses are pretty resistant to certain elements, so if you're making like a pure elemental build, every character will have their hard boss. Like all the bosses I'm fighting right now are resistant to dark. Especially the Vessel of Calf, which takes like 10% dark damage. So if I do 1000 damage with dark, it'll only take 100. Insane. Oh, for fuck's sake, whatever. Yeah, this one's in the swamp and it's all poisonous. It's fine though. So, this is an early game boss. I do a lot of damage. But this is the Royal Dark Wraith, which is like a big boy. Right. You can keep your distance with a teleport. That's like the main plan. Teleport away with that, cast that, sprint forward, cast this, sprint away, cast this. This is how the game works, how this character works, basically. Oops. Essentially. Well, Royal Dark Wraith is one of those bosses which gets bodied hard by Consecration, so I can just keep on casting this, and it'll stagger him right down, and he'll open for hits and stuff. Oof. Oof. Don't forget to use the Spear of the Church, because I always forget to use it. He's got like Soul Ascender's moveset or something. Yeah. So this mod does a lot of changes. It reworks the levels and stuff. Adds new weapons, adds new armors, adds new bosses, and it reworks the levels and stuff. And they're still adding more stuff. So this is patch 1.6.3. And they're still adding more stuff, so this build might be outdated when you watch this YouTube video in the far future, but it is what it is. Still good showcase of the spells and stuff. I do like my favorite part of this mod is that you can resurrect bosses. It's so good for farming souls to make builds. And it's good for showcasing the wet mod and stuff. Vessel of Calf next. Vessel of Calf is a two-part fight, and it's my favourite fight that they've added in this mod. The effects on it are so cool in the second phase. He takes decent lightning damage, I think. This one gets bodied hard by Lightstorm, I think. Kinda, yeah. Look at that. Yeah, Lightstorm is really good against bigger enemies. So yeah, it's Frida's moveset, but cooler effects and like blood dark magic instead of like black fire. Looks sick as fuck. We can test out the oops. Yeah, her sisters are just watching up there. His sisters are just watching. Oops. I fucked up. She's a smaller enemy, so she gets bodied hard by the Twisted Spear of Light. Knocks down constantly. And Light Sentry is good against her because it just tracks her really well. And it staggers her as well, so... It's a big feels bad for Lillian. You won't be this powerful as you go through the mod, unless you specifically grind for it. Grind to get the most powerful spells so early, but... This mod is pretty hard when you're coming through with just like your small spells. Oof. Nope. Nope. Teleport's a lot of fun. Teleport is a lot of fun. Just teleport around the place. So fast, so quick. I can just... You can speedrun through the game so fast with teleport. Just go through the Untended Graves, like there's no tomorrow. And then you fall down. Yeah, we're fighting for levels. Then Midir. Midir is another good, easy fight for the Light Sorcerer. He's weak to lightning magic, and you know, you can just teleport around the arena. So it's really hard for Midir to hit you. So yeah, I'm kind of showcasing the build's strengths at the moment. But I didn't really struggle with any boss with this character, because you could just teleport away. And it was all fun and games. But there's like 12 schools of magic that they've developed this mod into. They've turned each school of magic, pyromancies, sorceries, and miracles into 4 schools of magic. So there's 12. So I'll be making 12 builds initially, and then I'll start doing like hybrids, like melee, pure melee, and then like you know, hybrids of schools and stuff. Do that in the near future though. The meteor just gets destroyed. Per meteor, like. Lightstorm's also pretty good, I think. Ow. It's fucked up. It would be good if his hitbox was, you know, if Lightstorm would be good if he took as much damage to his body as he did with his head. But you know, he can just keep on hitting his head, man. It's ridiculous. Primidir. Oh. Yeah, I'm just bad at this game, by the way. Yeah. So that's a wee build showcase for you. I think I used all the spells. I didn't use the healing, I guess. There you go. That's how the healing works. All the spells I currently use. There's more spells in this. There's like Flash, which is like a Farron dart, and smaller spells that are just like the equivalent of like Soul Arrow and stuff. Hidden Body and Chameleon are part of the school. But yeah, that's the Light Sorcerer. Fun wee character. I'm glad that this was my first character that I made. So apparently you can only make 10 characters though per game. So this is why I'm recording this before my other characters, because I'm backing up the save files obviously, but if I can't if something goes wrong and I can't get this character back, then might as well make this one first. So yeah, that's the Light Sorcerer or my Light Sorcerer rather, on patch 1.6.3. And I highly recommend this mod to everyone, because it's not just about the builds that you can make. It completely overhauls parts of the world, and they're still changing parts of the world. The Smoldering Lake is a good highlight. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that build. I'll be making a lot more in the future, so hope you check out the Mylar ones. And you take care. You guys take care. Peace.